What's up, Internet? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2022. Hope everyone is having a fantastic start to the new year. Let me switch over. Hey, no cam today, but I got our little, I got Pachon running. Our little PNG tuber here. So you can still see what I'm talking. And we'll pretend that, like, Pachon's saying it. All good. I'm just really tired after yesterday's late night shenanigans for our New Year's Eve party. We're not gonna go super long today. I got some more stuff to do around the house. Like, I would ideally, if other people are down, we gotta fix the cat trees, and I gotta do some organization stuff, and yeah, so we're not gonna go super late. I'm hoping to maybe just do a nice, easy 2 hours or so, maybe even a little under, possibly, but yeah, I'd like to, at the very least, we'll finish up episode 2 here. So sorry I missed last week. It was, after all, still the holidays, so, stuff happens. You get a little busier than you thought you would. That's how it goes sometimes. But we're back now. We're gonna finish this case and, have a little fun tonight, so. Alright, let's pause the jazz music and pick up where we left off, shall we? March 12th, 3:35 p.m. Flight I-390, lower deck cargo hold. Oh, shoot. It has been a couple weeks, so hopefully I remember everybody's voices. Got my water, my tea's brewing. Should be okay. Miss Meal. Miss Meal. Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhangfa. Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. 1 second, I need to fix the screen up a little bit here. There we go. Because Mr. Hicks was found dead long before we ever touched down in Zhangfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Meal. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? So, funny thing about her name, it's Cammy Meal, which is like chamomile, which is known to be a very soothing tea that you'll sometimes take before you go to bed. So yeah, makes sense that she's always sleepy. No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. Let me do a little volume adjustment here. I'm just watching the levels, and this game's a little louder than I want it to be. I think that's better. Okay. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of, resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal. If you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Meal's alibi. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. How's a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Wait, she said 3 to 4 and then 5 to 6. What about 4 to 5? Miss Meal, wake up. She's sleeping. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Wake up, Miss Meal. 1 sec, I'm pouring tea. Press everything. Miss Meal, wake up.
Huh? I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant this instant.
Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use? From 3 to 4, she was in the flight attendant's room. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda.
Then what were you doing in the attendant's room at that time?
Eating and then having a most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way, sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
Oh yeah. What? Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up.
I'm awake.
Ouch! What'd you whip me for, sir?
What'd I miss?
Poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Really? Sorry about that.
You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony. And 5 to 6, she was also in the room. What about 4 to 5? We're not gonna ask about that? So you were all alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi.
Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Let's see. Statue was loaded, was a fake. Instantaneous blow. Oh. Yep, this is a contradiction. Okay. There we go, that's what it is. So let's raise an objection. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. Take that! I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Tornado brought. Now if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Tornado.
Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness, so that we may straighten out your complete lie. Now then, Miss Tornado, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in the in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal there at the time?
No.
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Sleeping. Miss Cammy Meal.
Huh? The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out?
Reason for my suspicion. Oh, sorry, reason for suspicion.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But do you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Tornado out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. Can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Alright, rebuttal. We're suspecting her because she's part of the crew. No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turn out to be a bunch of lies.
But say I wasn't an attendant. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough. And then we should also suspect Miss Rhoda. She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you'd think that. I mean, me? A killer?
Miss Meal, what did you mean just now by no one else could have done it? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop. And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
But I spent so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Miss Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of one am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yes, I'm really good at Virginian.
She's fluent in Virginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Virginian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Virginian.
Very interesting. What do we got that's in Virginian? Says the statue was loaded on board in Europe.
But it's fake.
Okay. Makes her super suspicious. Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
Huh? But why?
While Miss Tornado is busy with the passengers and all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer.
But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight.
Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well... all I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Virginian stuff.
So what exactly do you do as one in charge of some Virginian stuff?
I do stuff like translate things from and into Virginian. Cammy is the only member of the crew who understands Virginian, Mr. Edgeworth.
Miss Meal, I take it then that it is your job to process all the Virginian paperwork?
Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here.
So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work. And, Miss Meal, it is very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else.
That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very
There you go, pushing everything onto her again.
I don't get what you're saying. Must be a really abstract concept, huh?
The only thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head. Okay, now we're gonna have to present something at her. Makes her super suspicious. Okay, let's present the document. But statue is a fake. Alright, let's present this and see where it goes. Objection! Nope. Yes? Yes, okay. It just took a second. So, you're the only one in the flight crew that speaks Virginian? Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Virginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Now she's blowing bubbles out of a bubble thing. We thought she was just sleeping.
It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of a smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded on the plane properly. So sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda's the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
So perhaps there is some element of a setup in play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you, I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenedo who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to get great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda's being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenedo from the very beginning. Oh, Lord. This is the statue. A little statuette. Or the iFly case. I mean, I think either one probably, right? Right. Well, I mean, I guess let's try this. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tornado for the murder. Miss Tornado buys a suitcase on every flight that she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where the murder took place, when the murder took place, who the murder victim was? Probably the Who, because he did work for Interpol. The killer was at a loss for what to do with Agent Hicks's body. But as it just so happened, there was a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase and hand it off.
You mean that the whole plan to frame someone was an elaborate coincidence?
No, that's not what I said. You wrongly deduced my meaning, Miss Meal.
The one with the long deductions is you. Think before you speak again.
Patience, Francesca. I was about to reveal the truth. Oh. What special circumstances? Okay, that wasn't the right thing. When? Maybe the when. The murder took place before the movie was scheduled to go on. Around that time, almost all of the passengers had returned to their seats. And therefore, the killer had to choose someone who was not at their seat to frame.
Isn't that an explanation for how the killer chose who, and not why they had to?
Well, I thought it best to start from there.
If you're gonna talk about completely unrelated matters, do you mind if I take a nap?
Okay, so it is the where. Hold on. I'm just getting to the meat of my argument. Alright, so it's the where. It's been too long, so my memory's a little bit gapped. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tornado or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tornado or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Meal. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
I I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. Ah, shit. I mean, that scarf's a little weird. I think this, like, what is this? This piece of evidence will answer all of our questions.
Are you sleep presenting or something, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, as you can plainly see, I am wide awake.
I'm afraid you failed. You are making so little sense that I thought maybe you were asleep.
Talk about a Dr. Sleepy Miss High-Desk transformation. That's not it. Is this it? But wasn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that we still can't quite fit into the big picture. Oh, the phone? That was for framing. Transfer point. Smuggled on board in Jingfa. Hit on the back of his head. Was it the cell phone? I don't have any actual evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because it went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with him?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to a killer.
Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like you to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
That's an old phone. Agent Hicks's phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir! I hear it, detective. And where's it coming from? She's sleeping. Miss Meal, wake up.
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I got sleepy all of a sudden because it sounds like a lullaby I used to love as a child.
Better find that cell phone fast. Yes, sir? We don't need to talk to him. Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. Oh, I guess we're going upstairs. Better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Alright, I'm gonna talk to these guys then.
It sounds like it's coming from the flight attendant's room.
I agree. Please don't hang up just yet. Let me find it first.
That's fine, but let's get one thing straight.
Yes?
Don't you dare answer his phone when you find it, understand?
I understand that you don't want to pay for the call.
She doesn't want to pay for the minutes. Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't worry, Miss Tornado. I will get to the bottom of this and find the truth. So please, wait here until I return.
All right. Thank you for all you're doing, Mr. Edgeworth.
Up? March 12th, 4:12 p.m. Flight I-390, first floor, flight attendant's room. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. Doesn't seem to be over here. Well, let's look somewhere else, sir. The ringing is coming from somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone? The ringing's coming from in here, sir. What? No, can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tornado's. What? March 12th, 4:28 p.m. Flight I-390, lower deck cargo hold.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tornado's locker.
What? But... Lord Tornado. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tornado right away.
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the phone in Miss Tornado's locker at the same time.
This is related to the keycard, alright. It's the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Francisca's right. Can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then. Why did the culprit take the cell phone? Excuse me. Why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? Must have something very incriminating on or in it.
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. This must be the switch that opens the phone. The LCD is broken. Well, that sucks. When did they start putting keyboards like these into cell phones? Yo, I loved this kind of phone because I like having actual keys. I miss those days. Hey, this is one of those computer cell phones that they started selling recently. Computer cell phones? Yeah, it's got a computer in it, and it's a cell phone. Neat, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? All you need is a phone is the phone part, nothing more. I'm guessing yours can't even send out email. Talk about inconvenient. Do you have a problem with what I do and do not care for, Detective? No, sir! As they say, simple is best. Oh. Computer, cell phone. Yeah. There's a camera. It's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of his smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? I mean, I guess this game's a little old, so he had no idea. Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler.
But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Meh, I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What?
What do you mean by that, Francisca?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Francisca, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
This is... Agent Hicks is most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Excuse me. Hey, the elite Fred's nowhere in this pic, sir. This has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Oh, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Well, shit, how should I know? The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd.
Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. So what exactly is so odd about the suitcases so odd about the suitcases that haven't been used yet being there?
Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different between now and then.
Your off-topic ramblings have put its attendant to sleep yet again, Miles Edgeworth.
I'll give Sleepyhead here a rude awakening, a deafening objection and a contradiction. The guardrail looks exactly the same as it does now. Oh, LeBlanc's the dude. Okay. The dude who fell. Cranky Virginian man. That rail is entirely too low. I even almost fell to my death. However, I was saved in a miracle-like manner. Perhaps that is what to run away from the death by the skin of one's gums means. Try to narrowly escape death by the skin of one's teeth, Shakespeare. Now then, there must be something in this photo. Boxes of bedsheets. These are still in the cargo hold. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling.
If you're just playing around, mind if I go home?
Yes, I mind. I need to focus on what's different between now and then. What's all this? Oh, they are the cargo ships from Virginia to Jangfa! So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Jangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me what the contents of these boxes is? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Virginian. Here it says... Despair, funny key, scissors, leaf, eyeball, Kamehameha! It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What? What is that scary face? Miss Meal.
Yes?
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Virginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. Is it this?
What is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Jingfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. And that is where the killer grabbed a piece from. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal.
Ha! That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Virginian.
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through the boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first. The bedsheets. Because that's in English. Hey, it says bedsheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely. And bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
So what are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first.
However, the killer chose to use some Borginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs on the box for the sheets. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhengfa.
That's right. That is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Cammy Meal. You and you alone.
Ugh.
It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So, what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime, here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find from our investigation in Zhengfa?
Ooh, ooh, no!
Damn, look at those bubbles go! She's freaking out.
He was Interpol. Couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. I
March 12th, 5:26 p.m. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did you say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous gift offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go.
Can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy was it fun! Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Ah, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective. Can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. March 12th, 5:47 p.m., Hope Springs Airport. Francisca.
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Francisca Von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Till only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Piero living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built.
True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling loot we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there's another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star amongst the Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day.
I'm simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full.
And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Ha ha ha! I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. That doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? How much did you cut his salary by, Francisca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. And thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Finally! I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? What? Is this Gant? Oh dear. Wait, Amano? Amano? Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano, correct? So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Who is Ernest Amano? The kidnapped turnabout. Well, okay. Yep, so we're gonna save. Alright, give me... we'll do a 1-minute ad so I can, like, stretch a little bit, get my yawns out, etc. So, BRB. I'm actually gonna put up the BRB screen and do like one more thing. Be right back, guys. I'm back. I think we'll do like one more segment for tonight. And then I gotta go do some stuff. So, like I said, shorter stream, but that's okay. We'll just have fun with it. Nice, relaxing start to the new year. Here we go. Episode 3, The Kidnapped Turnabout. What is up with this? This guy looks funky. Wonder what his deal is. March 13th, 10:11 a.m. No idea where we are. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars. Good to hear. And make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper's supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off. There's the suitcase. Let's see. I checked that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. Now all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper. Which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place, after all. That's the Blue Badger! Where are we? Gatewater? Sweetest? What? What is this? Oh, Sweet Shop, that's what it says.
Welcome to Gatewater Land!
Oh, thank you.
And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you!
This is pretty ridiculous, I have to say.
Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me?
A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, have a good day.
Hello? Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano. It sounds like the kidnapper was using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. So this person intends to see if I'm being followed, huh? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time. Why is there Gatewater Land? I guess they must have made a shit ton of money off the stuff that happened at the Gatewater Hotel. Edgeworth speaking.
Next, come to the haunted house.
And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for?
That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend.
I suppose not. Oh shit. Don't mind me. I've arrived.
Go inside.
What a dismal place.
That's it. Go through those doors.
What's up with that slumped over badger? I'm a little sus of that. I have some concerns. Am I being watched from somewhere?
Leave the money and go.
I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now, and not push it. I couldn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Now I have a lot of concerns about the blue badger in the background. Oh my god! Look at the eyes. This is so creepy. No! Ah, nightmare fuel. Thanks. It was a trap. March 13th, 11:23 a.m. That guy... betrayed? No, can't be. And the deal? Who is that? And what are they talking about? Split. Police. Alright. In front of... meet up. Can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Oh, it's got sunglasses and a mustache. Well. Oh, look, and there's some more with here's the creepy head ones. That's great. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. I do like the sound of rain, I have to say. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano group. But aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things he never grow out of. Can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. Wanna bet that Lance is the guy who was on the cover of this episode, or that was the kidnapper. We'll see. Or both if he's like, you know, that kind of shitty kid, but I don't think we'll have another one of those cases just yet. I don't know, we'll see. Was that you making that funny sound? Who's there? And how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight? Oh, hello, lady. Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers?
Kidnapper? Me? No way, I'm not into such petty crimes. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger.
Is she the Yatagarasu? Is she the latest iteration of the Yatagarasu? Is this a family thing? Look at that. Check that out. I know that. I remember this. I remember this symbol. Ugh, must be worn out from today's ordeal. Folk smiles.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu.
I knew it. Great thief. Did she really just claim to be the Yatagarasu?
Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me Kay. Kay? Good. Glad that's settled.
Not quite.
Hey 21 Snakes, what's up? Hope you're having a great start to the new year.
Happy Saturday. Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you'd be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know? This rope goes through here, and there you go.
What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
It's okay. You can pay me back in full later.
Pretty good? Awesome. Fantastic to hear. First stream of 2022. It's a little bit of it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream. I've still got some stuff to do around the house, but since I missed last week, I definitely wanted to stream this week. Okay. Now then, what question should I start with? So we finished case 2. And now we're in this mess. Edgeworth was dropping off ransom money for a kidnapping and then got himself bonked by a creepy badger. Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. Great thief. You call yourself a great thief, yet are you really a thief at all?
You doubt me? I get it. You think that a young lady like me couldn't possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
The most terrifying case opening so far, that badger? Yep. When I saw it slumped over in the corner, I'm like, I'm a little suspicious of that. That's kind of weird. And then he comes out and it starts creeping up behind him. I'm like, oh, yep, that's nightmare fuel. That's exactly what that is. That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I'm the real, genuine Yatagarasu, you know? Yep, I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor.
In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously, I don't know how you can say such a horrible thing to your savior.
That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me. Yet. When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean you are the Yatagarasu?
Yep. The most righteous of the righteous, the legendary great thief. But the title was only recently succeeded to me. So I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu.
I was not aware that these could pass down their titles like that.
But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with a prosecutor.
I'm not the problem here.
I'll have you know that the Yatagarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing? And what would that be?
But that's gonna have to wait until we find our way out of here.
Well, at least there's one thing we agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor.
Kay's a great character. Fantastic. I love her already. She's funny. She's very stylish, too. Check out that outfit. I know it's pixelated, but it looks very cool. I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Aha! Now I remember.
How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here.
It would seem that we are locked in from the other side.
What? No way! I didn't hear you. La la la!
Kay, do you remember where you came in from, right? Sorry, you do remember where you came in from, right? Looks like that might be our only way out of this.
Oops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that high to make an exit.
Suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can find another way out. Isolation room. Can I just, like, lift her up there? I could give her a boost. Let's look at these paint cans.
Maybe we can use this paint to help us escape.
What exactly do you have in mind?
Well, we could paint help in really giant letters.
And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters? We're inside a building.
Okay, then how about we light the paint on fire and send out colored smoke signals?
That's not how that works.
Anyone who saw it would think some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, that might not be all that great for me, seeing as I'm a thief and all.
Let's try to find something other than this paint to use, shall we? Holding a blue badger photo rally.
You didn't know? Plus, it's not just the blue badger, it's this whole family, too.
Why does this one exist?
If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize.
Finished this game a few days ago? Fantastic, I hope you enjoyed it. Badger photo rally. Take a picture of every member of the Badger family and receive a prize! There's only one of each of the 4 family members wandering throughout the park. Best of luck. Why does the creepy one exist? Who did this? Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that?
Can't do that, that's cheating! There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it.
Speaking of badgers, there was one sitting against a wall in the haunted house.
Seriously? But somehow I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of the costumed ones walking around the park.
So those are the rules of this game? How quaint. Okay, I guess we're holding on to that. Sure, why not? What's this? Isn't this my phone? Looks like it made it through the ordeal intact.
If only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside.
Ah, but we do have a way, right here.
There was a cell phone here this whole time?
If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay? I was so worried, sir! I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you. Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I start up... Ah! What's wrong, Detective? Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to make do with me. Who is this? Shi Long Lang of Interpol. Oh! Not a bad guy. Okay. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you. So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Don't sweat the details. Crime's a crime, whether it's on a local or global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble. Why would you say that? Lang Zi says, the pack that runs together stays together. Catch my drift? You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning. I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of Please help me out of here post haste. Sorry, no can do. What? We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you, eventually. You.
What's wrong? Did you get cut off?
No, my phone ran out of power.
No way!
Doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means.
Yeah, I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, we're sure to find a way out.
What is this?
Looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever.
Looks like a costume head to me.
I guess the Bad Badger's costume is, at the very least, a two-piece, huh?
The real question is, why is only the head sitting out here on the floor? This is why you always charge your phone? Yep! And I recommend bringing a portable battery as a spare. They're not that big these days, and, you know, good for emergencies like this. Bad Badger's head. Data jotted down in my organizer. Just found it in this isolation room.
Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box.
It's a head.
Oh, I think it's a Pink Badger costume.
Pink Badger?
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you'd better stay up the whole Badger clan with this.
Proto-Badger, the very first Badger? Does proto mean prototype? Them's the creepy eyes. I don't like this. Blue Badger, an ally of justice who keeps the peace. Pink Badger, note her unique pink bow. Bad Badger, a vile criminal with a gun. What is this thing?
Think of it as a bible of all the things you'll ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever. I suppose I can keep it as a reference guide or something. Received from Miss K. Faraday, Blue Badger Bible. Data jotted down in my organizer. Suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes. Blue Badger, the Badger Bible? Yep. Yep! That's what they decided to name it.
It certainly looks that way. It's like the Badger family's home.
There are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. It seems that the costumes of the Badger family are kept in the isolation room. But aren't these Badgers the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard that the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewater Group owes the police from all those cases they solved.
They have all the power of the state, and they use it to make a theme park?
It's not just any theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped double looping roller coaster.
It's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy from just the thought of such a thing. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I suppose this is the Pink Badger. But since it has the same design, doesn't it seem forced to call this one a female?
You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are.
That's the only difference.
And the fact that she's pink.
Yes, and?
And her lips are red, see? Lipstick.
What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon? Or is that too obvious? Nope. Alright, that's the same thing. Oh, hold up. I see something, but we'll work our way over to the thing that I'm looking at right now. This is that Blue Badger I met at the main gate.
Excuse me, but his name is Proto Badger, not Blue Badger. He's based off of the very first design created by the local police chief.
Edgeworth says the Nook and Cranny line more than he says his catchphrase Eureka. He seems to really like looking at the nook and cranny of things. That's what I've learned so far.
You know, when you compare the two, the Blue Badger looks a bit cuter.
Suppose as he continued to redesign him, the chief managed to make him cuter and cuter. Even humanity has come a long way when you think about how much we've evolved.
Are we comparing the Blue Badger to humans now?
So this is the Blue Badger's rival, the Bad Badger, huh? Do you feel some sort of reverence towards this Badger, Kay?
Ha! I can't believe you would be so stereotypical when it comes to thieves. Surely you must also think there's much cooler and cuter ones out there, right? That's it. I've decided that thieves and thievery need an image makeover.
Good luck with that one. Cuter and cuter. If you find the Proto-Badger cute, something is very wrong with you. Yep. That is definitely not what I'd call cute in any way, shape, or form. Nightmare.
Look, it's the blue badger.
Suppose even this thing could be popular with women.
I can't stand him.
What in the... Why is she suddenly beating the blue badger's image up?
He's got the word badge right in his name. How bad is that for a girl like me? And to think he's out there wandering around in this park. I'd better be careful or he's gonna arrest me by the power of his name alone.
I somehow doubt that the blue badger has the power to arrest anyone. Key! That looks important. What have we here?
Ah!
Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Do you want to take a look?
Well, don't mind if I do. Ooh, I see. Yes, this is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something.
May be able to open something somewhere in this room with this key? Yeah, probably. Something is what is relevant to my interest. I mean, I'm pretty sure we looked at everything now. When you play this, you missed the key and got stuck here for a while? Ooh. Yeah, that's harsh. Lockers?
Man, why did they have to put the windows so high up anyway? How's the thief supposed to make her daring escape?
Suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on top of these lockers.
That's pretty clever. You'd make a good thief yet, Mr. Edgeworth.
Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again.
Let's see. I wonder if I can jump and grab the top of this locker here.
Why don't we just give her a boost?
Man, why do they have to make such ginormous lockers anyway?
Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we'd need some sort of foothold. If we can get to the top, then we can escape. If only there were some footholds. If only. Oh. I have to logic this, don't I? Yep, you're jumping. You're doing your thing. Let's go over and look at the door, because I don't think I talked to the door yet. Oh, talk to her. The kidnapping! Do you know where this person who kidnapped me went?
Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went into the next room and started talking to someone.
I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It was just a guess before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here.
After that, they left. It almost seemed as if they were done with you.
I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the $1 million. Well, if they went into the next room, let's see what we can find out through the slot. So, are we gonna look? Yep, there we go. Cool.
Ooh, we can peer into the room the kidnappers were in from there.
Yep, and here we got the nooks and crannies again. There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be the same as this one, which would mean that I can probably assume that these two rooms are very similar in structure. I believe I may have just found our ticket out. There's a beam in the next room identical to the one in this room. There's even a hook on it to hold a propped-up floor panel in place. Which reminds me.
Did you find something useful, Mr. Edgeworth?
Perhaps I may have found a very handy hint to how we'll get out of here. We're gonna look for this? Is that what I think it is?
It looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared just in case. That's awesome. They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves.
No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was removed and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. The panel is held in place by a hook, the entrance to an underground room, perhaps? I think this building was originally built with a basement or an underground area. I think that's all we're gonna get out of this. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's under this tarp here. So... Alright, let's logic some stuff. Lockers, tiny key. Let's try that. Oh wait, maybe it's to open the floor panel. Well, hold up. Tiny key, floor panel? The pieces don't fit together quite right. Okay, fine. Okay, so lockers and key maybe. My original thought before we found that floor panel. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Why can't we open it? Do I have to look at this? This is the beam I was tied to.
What's up?
I was pondering perhaps we could make it over to and out the window if we climb this.
Good thinking. And if it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me.
Thanks, this little hook looks like it might make for a good foothold. Up you go, Kay, and good luck.
Count on it. The great thief Yatagarasu spreads her mighty wings and takes to the skies.
She fell, didn't she? As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing. There's a hook on this beam, but it's not enough of a foothold to climb out with. Fine.
What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know.
Oops, not that. Alright, we know the beams for the thing. Open the floor panel, the beam. This hook on this beam.
You know, I already tried and there's no way I can jump from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's just not possible.
Ha, wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather, that it's here for a different purpose.
Really? Like what?
As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well.
Oh, I get it.
We didn't notice its existence all this time because it was being hidden by this tarp.
Oh, right then. Let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call a treasure.
Nope, we're gonna look at it.
Wow, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure.
The scent I wish to smell is the sweet fragrance of freedom.
Then what are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch.
All right. The thing is locked down tight. We have a key.
Aw, fiddlesticks.
I got this. Alright, underground entrance and tiny key. Put it together. Believe you're up, Kay.
Huh? Why me?
Because we need to use this tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to.
Oh, gotcha. Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling of these moments when you're about to uncover something big.
Believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right about now.
Alright, I got the secret door open. And now...
Wait!
What? Ah!
Are you alright? Kay!
I'm fine. The ladder just slipped is all.
Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary.
There's a lot of really large machinery down here.
What about an exit?
It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit. I can't believe that happened.
You have only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know?
No way. I mean, how was I supposed to know that the ladder's removable?
Looks as though it can be easily removed, but is it really safe to use? But we use that to climb up the lockers. I figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay.
Oh? So how are we gonna get bust out?
It seems that your reckless actions were of use after all.
Are you actually praising me?
More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder.
The underground ladder? What about it?
This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down.
Oh, I see. If you use this...
Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers.
Well then, what are we waiting for?
Investigation complete! Yay!
Oh, right, now we can get out of here!
Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage, a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started. I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. The 10-gallon hat. March 13th, 12:11 p.m., the Wild Wild Est area. Area. This is pretty much Disneyland, isn't it? Looks like it stopped raining for now.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth! I assume it's Gumshoe. Yep, right. I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out. Detective Gumshoe. May I ask what in the world that is? Well, that's, What? Count off! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! 98, 99! Shifu, all 99 members are here and accounted for, sir! What the? What do you think what the heck do you think you're doing counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name that their parents gave to them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it? Shifu! Shifu! Another great character? You are Agent Lang, I take it. You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely? Ah! Lang Ji says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't you ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Sheena? This isn't much, but please accept my card. No, thank you. Please accept mine in return. Oh, we're doing the Meishi business card exchange thing. Got it, okay. Y'all see that just now? That is the proper way for two people to show their respect. Keep that in mind and you'll get far in life. Got it? Woo! Ah, that's right. Francisca did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Zhengfa. Apparently this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case? That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor. How is it not? I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Ha! But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? He's saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché. Ooh, thanks. Look, what I'm getting at is, if I had been there, no one would have died. I would have solved the entire case and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today. Agent Lang knew yesterday's victim, Agent Ackley Hicks. Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge. Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Francesca in a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel, as the kidnapped is someone I know. Edgy got involved in 3 murders in 2 days. Yep, he is not lucky. Shit, what did he say? Oh, I missed the dialogue. Damn it, missed it. Oh well. This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? Lang said not so fast. Yeah, I missed what Edgeworth said, though. Oh well, it's fine. You dare to mock the court. I do, and I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? A lot of people when you falsify evidence. Or have rumors about you, swirling about you for falsifying evidence, but Von Karma, Manfred Von Karma, definitely a filthy prosecutor. And why? Why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him? Alright, men. Good job on the perimeter around Gatewater Land. Now, just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to... Sorry. And bring the punk to me. Dismissed. Sir! Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble. Understand? Wait. Mr. Edgeworth! It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why, of all places, did he show up here? And completely out of the blue at that. Suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that. Yes, what's up, Gumshoe? Great job, Detective. Sir! For losing sight of me and the kidnapper, and allowing my investigation to be hijacked. Hi, sir. I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later? Oof, so harsh to him. Alright, tell me about Agent Lang. Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup? Of course, sir! I think I would know the number of my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents? Salary cutting noises? Yeah, quite sad. Poor Gumshoe. That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after? Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir. Yes, what is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean.
I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
What? Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant, Kay. Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me! It's been like that since forever!
Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role.
How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we've got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role, sir. I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, and making sure she serves out her sentence.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun, like musical chairs. You'd better stay fast on your feet.
No way. I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl. Gumshoe's mad. Show everybody the badge. Gonna show me your prosecutor's badge, then I'll show you my police badge. Your wallet is looking rather thin, Detective. Mom, the assistants are fighting! Nice. Huh? Oh, whoops! I must have left my badge at home! I always got the two mixed up. It's not a laughing matter, Detective. Oh, Gumshoe. What do you think of the Bad Badger? I'm sorry, sir. Absolutely nothing is coming to my mind right now. As a man, the only thing I can attest to is this. To be a man, I, Dick Gumshoe, will tell no lie. His heart's in the right place. Now to work on his deduction skills. Okay, buddy. Well, okay.
Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with the detective around.
Suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity.
It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing.
Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe you should talk with her a bit more.
So what are you gonna do about your investigation into the kidnapping?
Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated.
Oh, come on. You can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go.
But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation.
You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any ordinary great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing.
What are you after? What is this one and only one thing you're after?
The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth.
I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu would like to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it? Lance! Lance! Where are you, son? Mr. Amano? Oh! Miles, my boy! I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned. For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. The Yatagarasu and Master Mash should partner up. They'd be a fun duo. Well... I mean... The Yatagarasu only wants to steal intangible things, and then the Master Mash just likes to steal things for money because his wife has a very expensive spending habits. But it would be interesting, yeah. They are both quite the characters. Is this man seriously walking around with, like, large bills? Large notes in his belt? Dude, someone's gonna rob you. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system. No! Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time.
So, who's the old man?
He's the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano. Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly. I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano. This guy's earlobes are more concerning than the money. A little bit. I have seen people with stretched earlobes before. Although, usually there's a hole there, so I guess this is just kind of weird. Hold on there! Then, what happened to all that money? I believe the 1 million has been stolen, and that the culprits are now on the run. What?!
Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Forgive me, Mr. Amano. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time. Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy! I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano. You don't understand! He hasn't called me Daddy in ages! It was incredibly moving. I wish I had recorded him saying that. He definitely should have recorded that conversation, but not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again? How will telling you about Lance help you get him back? Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behaviors. Very well then, Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He was very much like me when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off of him. Is there anything else about him you noticed of late? Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver. Your butler? Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is. Tell me about this Oliver fella. Mr. Amano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon? As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him. So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends? They said they hadn't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping? It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So, even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I'd better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by, twiddling our thumbs. I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Hi, Dick Gumshoe! Pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin! Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped, which is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself. Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy.
All right, well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating.
If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it. Begin investigation. So, what should we examine first? Thanks to the Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently, which means we may be able to find some clues that will tell us how they escaped. Okay, let's get looking. Hey, you there! Who, me? What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off, I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I am not working for Wolf Boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something? No. I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Good, now let's go. No! Boy, have I got just the job for you and your talents.
Well, that was exciting.
I guess that's how we solve the problem of having too many assistants. Okay.
What? Can't you tell I'm all ready to get down and do some detective work?
You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, come on. I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me?
I don't recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know? Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
Huh. You're the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yatakarasu way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant Kay is going to tag along no matter what you say.
Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. Do I have anything I can show you? No, probably not. Oh, let's show the badge. Gotta show everybody the badge. Ah, seeing that badge reminds me of Manfred. Now he was one fine prosecutor, the best of the best. Yes, I can't disagree with you there. I sense that you don't really want to talk about him. How I feel about him. It's hard for me to be truthful about that with another person. Your hard countenance, I don't know what you're thinking or feeling. But mark my words, I think you're Manfred's true successor. I really do. Okay, that's a thing. Alright, let's take a little look-see around. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, I can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. Suppose we'll have to deal with this impasse for now. Footprints.
There's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here.
I remember hearing rainfall out here while I was being held in there.
Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground is already pretty much dried up.
I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples.
You know what? I bet if we followed them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes.
I don't think it'll be that easy.
Why not?
Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers.
Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing. If only we knew, we'd be able to stop track the kidnappers from the footprints.
Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, I can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. Hold on. Is that a cat, though? I must look at this cat. Nope, that's footprints. I want to look at the cat. Yeah. Shoes.
Ha! I've got you now, you vile criminals.
I think the kidnappers would have better sense than to try hiding in these. Oh, in the barrels?
Oh, come on, lighten up, will ya? I was only joking. I don't really think that the criminals would be hiding here right in front of the two officers.
Certainly hope not.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this one of those things that you tie horses to?
Yes, although the horses are in another location at the moment.
Aw, and here I was hoping I would get to ride one.
You know how to ride a horse?
Nope, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of the horse.
Non sequitur is the only way to describe your logic. She's basically Edgeworth's Maya. Sorry, 1 second. There was like something on my glasses. Okay. Yep. Look at the barrel.
If these were real, I wonder what you'd put in them.
Water, booze, both. Column A and column B. Water would be the obvious answer.
But if you stored water in a barrel under the blazing hot sun, wouldn't it go bad?
People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted.
Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really like the strange taste.
Look who's making fun of them now. That's a cactus.
Look, there's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift to the Gatewater land from the local precinct.
Oh my god, is this from Marshall? Was that his name? Can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place.
So is the police department running a cactus farm on the side? Haha, just kidding. They wouldn't do something so silly.
One of them is. One person is. The blue badger back there is horrifying. It's kind of staring at us, yeah, a little creepy. Actually, I have the vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precinct before. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme.
They look so lifelike, don't you think?
Are you thinking of wrangling, or rather stealing them?
If you can coax them out of there, sure. Come on, I know you can sweet-talk them out.
I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand and they wouldn't budge, Kay. Hello? Oh, hello! More blue badger trauma, yay! Fantastic.
Hey, it's the blue badger! Badger, get!
I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw. He's doing that contorted, wriggling dance again.
Aha!
Oh no, it's Meekins!
Ah! You've uncovered my identity, sir! I was to remain under that head, sir!
Aren't you Officer Meekins?
Sir! Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir!
Meekins' voice is too hard. This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches.
Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth?
I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? How you doing, Meekins? Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time?
Sir! Because I'm not a police officer right now, sir! I'm the Blue Badger! And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids! That's never a waste of time, sir! I have a dream to become as big a detective as Detective Gumshoe, sir! I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir! I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir! I rushed on over to join in, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already, and I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone.
It would then seem that some people never change. Meekins' voice hurts your ears, it's perfect. Yeah, I know, it hurts everybody's ears and my throat. But it's perfect for him! It's so good. Because that's exactly how he sounds in my head. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit?
Sir! That's because, sir! I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir! But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of a kidnapper, sir!
I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics.
To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir! It's such an honor!
Any clues? How long have you been standing here, officer?
Sir! For about 1 little hour, sir!
That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious.
And I've been here ever since, sir!
That's true. Then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping.
However, sir, I must tell you, I didn't see a thing, sir!
I haven't asked you anything yet, officer.
No, but I know you will, sir!
He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist that you tell me more about your recent movements.
Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it, too. I patrolled the park all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious looking people this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir. A lone blue badger.
What you said just now is contradictory to the facts.
How so, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is what Officer Meekin's testimony contradicts. There's only one of each badger in the park, and he's already the blue badgers. That means there's an imposter out there. Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement.
Sir! Of course, sir! If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor! This little patrolman will wait as long as I'm commanded to wait!
You said that you saw a blue badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you are the blue badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another blue badger wandering the premises.
What? Sir! Then that would mean there are 2 blue badgers walking around, but why?
I mean, one's obviously the kidnapper.
Wanna look at my badge? Sir! It's so incredibly shiny, but it has a really ugly shape! I knew it! I was right to go for the much more manly police badge! But I lose it a lot, and I just know I'm going to lose it for a real one of these days, sir! Mr. Edgeworth, I think this cop is 1 donut short of a baker's dozen.
I know, believe me, I know. Oof. Alright, let's finish looking around before we do the logic games. It's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
Aha, so that means a car left from the garage some time ago, right?
Correct, but for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car. You're not gonna move, huh? Yep, this is the same conversation as the others. Okay, let's do some logic stuff. There's a second blue badger, and if only we knew what kind of tracks they were wearing. Probably the badger costume. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Damn it. Okay. Maybe those? A second blue badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly the true identity of the person underneath is.
Oh, I know. It's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away.
Identity of the second blue badger was probably the kidnapper in disguise. Okay, now we can connect it with the other piece. Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are...
A blue badger, a proto-badger, and a bad badger.
Yes, those 3.
So there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh?
Stolen costume data jotted down in my organizer. Discovered in the Wild Wild Est area, yeah. Okay. Whoop! Now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing blue badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning.
Oh, you mean now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right?
Yes, more than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of badgers.
Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting.
Yep. Alright, let's take a look.
So we're looking for footprints made by a costume. Hey, I think I found them. There are 2 sets here.
They both do look like possible candidates.
This set is walking off to the west. It just stops. I can't make heads or tail of where it's headed from here.
I think we can assume it's headed towards the stadium.
I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got him! I've got one of the culprits. Ah, no! I'm not a kidnapper, sir!
Down, Kay. Clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume.
Aha, maybe they came over to this garage or something?
That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could step aside for a moment. We need to examine the garage.
Sir! Roger Wilco, sir!
I guess open up? Let's open the shutter and see what we find.
Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside.
Nah, I doubt that.
Ah!
Whoa, that's a dead body! What in the... We seem to have stumbled across a dead body. Because we'll never get a case without murder? Yep, apparently not. Oh, you thought it was just a kidnapping, but no, it was yet another murder. Of course. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to find it. Now then, who is this man? It's Oliver! Mr. Romano, are you saying this man is? Yes, he's my butler. How could something like this have happened? Indeed, and why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Lang or his men return. Isn't one of the men standing, like, right there? The kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage, and right to a dead body. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? Following kidnapper's prints lead to us to a body. Was the victim in a costume? From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound. Preliminary findings, data jotted down in my organizer.
You sure are calm for somebody who just found a body.
It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. That's true, this is the third murder he's been a witness to. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny again. You and your crannies. As long as that Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder.
So that means he was shot twice?
No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is the entry wound, and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound. Oh, that's interesting.
Nice, I knew you could figure it out.
It comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. I should make a note of this oddity. It's probably all in a costume, I imagine. How unlucky you gotta be? Third body Edgeworth is found in the span of 2 days. Yep, that's pretty damn unlucky. This is an unusually shaped pendant.
What is it? Is it something valuable?
She seems to have regained some of her composure.
It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it, and it's really pretty. Hold on, this is made of platinum silver. Nice! It is worth something after all. Ooh, and look, there's something written on the back. Colin Deveray? It's a name.
Colin Deveray? But this man's name is... Two gunshot wounds, that's the... Okay. I think we gotta do some deduction. Alright, so... To spot someone connected to any of the evidence they hold. Oh, I was hoping we could present one of the profiles. Or... blood is very clean. The blue badger sucked the life force out of him. The missing costumes. Because there's a costume missing. One of them's got to be covered in blood. Solves this whole case. Really? No. Okay. How do I get you to think about how... I want to get you to think about what I'm thinking about. About how it's too clean, so there's got to be... Anything else here? So he had to be wearing one of the costumes. Let's see. Rostamano, Lansamano, okay. Shilong Lang, Sheena. Oliver Deacon. It's only the evidence and not the profiles. The main issue with this game, you often need to know what happened way before the game wants you to prove it. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Well, what do we got? Victim was kidnapper? No. Spot somehow. Let me save real quick. I mean, these are two different spots, so like, what if I... 2 gunshot wounds. It's the same conversation. Bit too clean. It's too clean because I'm pretty sure he was wearing... Yeah, because they stole 3 costumes. Well, let's try it on the other bullet hole. Nope, okay. Same result. You know, it was worth checking. Okay. Horse pendant. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do the name. It's only those 3 spots. It's not the head, is it? What if it's the head? Well, I don't know what else to try, so we'll try the head. To imply that he was wearing a costume. No? Okay. Pending autopsy. Blood resulting from a gunshot wound. Despite the fact the fatal bullet wound went clean through the body, there's very little blood on the at the site where the body was found. Okay, so he just noted it there. Wait, hold on. Oliver Deacon. Okay, let's try... Let's try this. There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. But the name on the pendant is Colin Deveray.
I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. Mr. Deacon's pendant data jotted down in my organizer. Finally. Investigation complete. Give me back my points. Alright, cool. Lance! Lance! Where are you, sweetie? Oh, it's a maid. Excuse me, but you are. Badump.
Oh, this is bad. He's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren. Can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him. You're in love with... Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh?
Sorry to interrupt your conversation. Might you be a friend of Lance?
Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Popes.
His girlfriend?
Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and, we're not lovers or anything. Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. But, I guess that's how people are going to see it, so I should just accept it. I even got this ring as a present from Lance. You know what she reminds me of? A cartoon character.
May I inquire as to why you are here?
I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here.
Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. There we go. Silly automod. It's okay, I fixed it. Alright.
Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped?
No. No one is supposed to know yet, but... Sorry. No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true.
Oh, Lance! I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing right now.
Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden in love routine.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here?
Well, we found a dead body, so we should look into the murder. Ah, of course. My men brought me up to the speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing. I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you. I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey! You waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect, now! Suspect? Who? Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us!
What? Sir! I had nothing to do with it, sir!
Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? Ha! Ha! I leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job, after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer. I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. But that's how you arrest the wrong people and then the prosecutor gets in trouble. Dude, what the fuck? All you have to do is arrest a suspicious person after a suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets. And that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake. Innocent people? Nonsense! There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts. That's tyranny. I won't allow such a thing to go unchecked before my eyes. Heh! Too bad you don't call the shots around here. As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of the law enforcement? You! How dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu! Hold it! You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Lang Ji says every pack has its own rules. If you can play by their rules and come out on top, that is a true victory. Alright, I'll give you your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. Shilong Lang's logic. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of the law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right? That is your reasoning. Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment.
What's this philosophy of detainment?
Ha! You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girly. In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware of the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, Lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor, Lang Ji. You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he's that famous. Lang Ji developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhengfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies.
But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale.
Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to a test? Rebuttal time. Press everything. So what can you tell me about the body? A lot. Even with an autopsy, I have my ways. They teach you the basics of forensics along with the detention philosophy. Oh, then you wouldn't mind telling me a little of what you figured out, correct? Shot in a single glance, but even we figured that out, yeah? Yes, I think anyone who saw the bullet wounds would come to the same conclusion. Ha! Don't pat yourself on the back yet! What's that supposed to mean? Lang Ji says, search where the water's deepest. You have to keep your eyes on the big fish that lurks in the depths, which is the killer. Is that right? And what would you know about the killer? Not easy to get a gun. It would appear you studied a little of our laws. Studied? Who needs to study with what every child on any street corner already knows? It's that... Sheena!
The Federal Firearms Restriction Act.
That's it, the Federal Firearms Restriction Act. I hear it's not easy to get a gun these days. Interesting. That woman is in charge of keeping track of the information. Now, unless you're law enforcement, he says. If that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh. Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take me more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. That power of sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey, you! Show me your gun!
Oh!
What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden?
Gun!
What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already.
Sir! Sir! I lost my gun, sir!
How could you be so irresponsible? In the end, looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You're the one who waited here outside the garage to ambush and kill the victim. So, you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Officer Meekins ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him here with his gun. You mean to tell me that the murder occurred here in this garage? From the fact that the suspect was found almost next to where the body was, I'd say that it's pretty obvious that this is the crime scene. Lang Zi says, a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
Hey, finally a quote even I've heard of before.
Furthermore, Lang Zi says, successful investigations are the result of multiple returns to a crime scene. Looks like neither detectives nor criminals have changed their ways over the millenniums. So this is the kind of conclusion the philosophy of detainment can lead you to.
I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins?
It's not that I particularly care about what happens to Officer Meekins.
What?
However, I can't simply stand by while Agent Lang ignores our country's laws. Shilong Lang. Just what sort of investigator are you? Shot in a single glance, but could even we figured that out? Not easy to get our hands on a gun. Yeah, there's a lack of blood. Gone with that. Objection! Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean?
Hiya!
So you did notice that there was too little blood? Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't the crime scene, and if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight. Not bad. See, your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that Officer was hanging out around here in the first place? Weird? How so? Hey, you! Your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk.
But sir, I really did take a walk, sir!
You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligations so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something?
Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir! Save me the way you did earlier, please, sir!
Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened.
Sir! Not you too!
Meekins' testimony.
It's true, sir! I wasn't assigned to this area, sir! I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir! I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the blue Badger mobile, sir! But I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir! Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir!
Okay. What is this Blue Badger mobile?
It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir! So the Blue Badger mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop?
Okay, interesting.
Sir! I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant.
Seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Objection, the Blue Badger would never sell dreams. He'd only destroy them. Damn, that's harsh. Although, Blue Badger, a little creepy. The one with the proto one. Very creepy.
Sir! Roger, sir!
Alright, rebuttal time. Not assigned to this area. What are you doing here? Alright then, where were you assigned to?
I was assigned to the main gate, sir!
You must mean the area with the bridge and that outrageous fountain.
Okay then, why are you here in the Wild Wild West area? It's because of a very deep reason, ma'am!
Told to check every square inch of the main gate. Describe for me how you conducted your investigation.
Yes, sir! Well, first I made sure there were no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir. Well, what did you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger? I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so...
Went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams! What exactly do you mean by selling dreams?
Sir, the Blue Badger mobile is where dreams are collected! What? Sweetness like you've never known, except in dreams, ma'am! Like innocence drops! And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am! Like guilty jawbreakers! Selling those as I push the Blue Badger mobile along is my sworn duty, ma'am!
So he's selling candy. Got completely caught up in selling candy to the kids. You completely forgot to look for the kidnappers.
No, sir! Of course not, sir! I would never do something like that, sir! You're absolutely right! Wow, you're good at this, forcing people to confess things, Mr. Edgeworth. To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook, sir.
Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to your testimony.
Yes, sir!
Before he knew it, he was back here. Why? How did you wind up all the way over here?
I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. But one of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir. I had to run away from the child's painful drop kicks, and before I knew it... A good old drop kick. I dished out my fair share of those when I was a kid. It was always the best when you felt one really connect with your opponent.
In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation.
Sir! That's right, sir!
That's not something you should be admitting to with your head held high, officer. It sounds like he simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there's one flaw in Officer Meekin's story. But I have the feeling that he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans. Check every square inch of the main gate. Selling blue dreams in the Blue Badger mobile. Why was he here? Is there a map? Okay, so he was supposed to be here. But he ended up over here. Badger photo rally. Try to get the whole family. There's only one of each of the family members wandering throughout the park. Keeps the peace. Evident. Let's see. Mobile shop on 3 wheels was parked inside the Wild Wild West area garage. Completely caught up in his role selling dreams. So, okay, so he's caught up in selling stuff, and then he ended up here. Oh. I think it's something towards the end. Went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger mobile. Got completely caught up in the role, selling candy to the kids. And then for some reason he was over here. So... Huh. What am I looking for here? Let's check this out. I don't think I've looked at this yet. Oh, but the tracks are on the other side. So when did he come back here? If it was... Okay, so... Since there's no tracks for the Blue Badger mobile, then that implies that he came here before it started raining. So was he just standing out in the rain the whole time? I have questions, I just don't know where I want to present stuff to get them answered, so we're gonna guess a little bit here. It's not contradictory, I'm just like, there's something weird with the tire tracks. Something wrong with the way he's approaching this. We doubt him too. Don't know anything. Yeah, he's definitely hiding something, but... Okay, why did you find yourself in this area? Got completely caught up in his role selling dreams to the children. Weren't you supposed to be standing around for photos? Or no, wandering around the park for photos. Only one of each family, they're wandering through the park. So the murder would have happened after he got back. Because the car's back. Mobile shop on 3 wheels is parked inside the Wild Wild West area garage. Oh, should I bring up the photo rally? No, that's not it. Okay. You're saying I don't think it does. Yeah. Must be lying or there wouldn't be that unnatural spot in his testimony. Okay, so there's something about his role selling dreams to the kids. An ally of justice who keeps the peace. So it's not that you were supposed to be doing the photo rally, which, by the way, you were supposed to be doing with the photo rally. Maybe I'll press again so I can kind of review the info. So he didn't forget to look for the kidnappers, he says, but you know, he actually did. Better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook. Return to the testimony. So what? And then he found himself here, in the middle of a sea of kids. Kid tried to fight him. Wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation, he says. Check every square inch of the main gate. Maybe the map? Let me save before I go too far. No, it's not the map. Statement just now stands in direct contradiction. Going to start going on, but unrelated matters. Take a suspect and go. Okay. Am I under arrest now? What was he doing here? So before he knew it, he found himself over here. Kidnapper stole 3 costumes. Before he knew it, he found himself here in this area. How did he not see the body when he was bringing the car back? No? Okay. But he brought the car back, so how did he not see the body? Like, that's kind of weird, and I don't get it. We'll need some prodding. Also, I'm looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the blue Badgermobile. Maybe I should present the car here. That's the autopsy. Preliminary findings. Maybe this part. I need to hurry and wrap this up because I gotta get off soon. How did you not see the body? That's the one. It's like, how did you not see the body when you were doing the thing with the car? Okay. Officer Meekins, I would appreciate it that if you didn't tell such transparent lies.
Sir! I'm lying, sir!
Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the blue Badgermobile until recently. There's a little Easter egg in the next investigation part. Perfect. Then what is it doing here inside the garage?
Ah! Actually, I just lost track, sir!
Lost track of what?
By the time I realized it, the blue Badgermobile was nowhere to be found, sir!
Which would mean it was perhaps stolen.
And that's when I came back to this area thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir! But that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
A likely story! Who do you think is going to buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about his story? Easy to miss, though? Okay, keep that in mind. Car getting stolen is completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used alright, to move the dead body.
What?
You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins, and then you used the blue Badgermobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me.
But it wasn't me, sir! The killer, sir! It wasn't me, sir!
Agent Lang, wait. What do you want now? We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. Can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you! True smooth, I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon. I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy and you guys are getting in the way. You wouldn't interfere with another... You would interfere with another one of my investigations? Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Ugh. Now, be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. You suck. I'm sure you'll get cooler later, but right now, you suck. Alright, we're saving. Okay. So I actually need to stop here. I got a thing to do that I just got text about. And also I need to do a couple more things around the house. So, we will pick this up next week. Yep. And then tomorrow we are either going to be doing raiding or maybe something else with the FC. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope you had fun, and I hope everyone has a fantastic start to the new year. Let me go see if my friend is still playing. Okay. We're gonna go raid my friend, Neoneko. Yeah. Thanks again for coming, and I will catch you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and a fantastic start to the new year. Bye, everybody!
Thanks for attacking me, I suppose. Now look at the mother and the parfaits. But look at the mother. Hey, Momo. Hey, Momo. Alright. I got caught up with them and I don't